Hello students, in this lecture, we will talk about lists. We will see what are lists and how we can calculate data very easily with the help of lists. In this session, we will have a very good discussion on what is list, how we handle date and times in R, what do we mean by naming components of a list, how we can extract lists with the help of square brackets and double square brackets, and what is a dollar symbol. How can we add and delete some components in the list, which means we can do some kind of editing in the existing list. What is subsetting a list? And what is creating a time series plot? And we will have a little introduction of apply family of functions with apply command. So basically, we have seen that in R, we are dealing with a huge data set. And that data set is having lot of data. We can say there is a list of numbers, list of ages, list of names, list of marital status, and so on and so forth. So now that data is huge, but how to understand the data and how to introspect that data is a big question mark. Before going into the depth of list, let's understand the concept of handling date times in R. So what is handling date times? Basically, we know that when we are performing some operation on a data, we need to incorporate some kind of date and time into our reports, or maybe in our output. So in that case, we need to understand date time functions, that what functions can do some kind of formatting on date and time data, and how R can interpret the date and time data and finally print that in the form of date. So we have the very powerful functions. One is LibreDate function and the other one is the format function. So these are two functions which are basically used to handle date times in R. Date time is in the format of time and date. So we have seen that always the time is in the form of hours, minutes, seconds, and date is in the form of year, month, and day. So you can see over here that the format for date and time is YYYY/MM/DD, which stands for year in 4 digits like 2022, month in 2 digits like 06 for June, and date is the date like 31st or 30th or 29th, whatever. So that is about the date part of the format. Now let's see how minutes are presented. Minutes are in the form of hours, minutes, and seconds. So you can see hours, which can be 02, 03, 04, minutes again from 0 to 59, and then seconds again from 0 to 59. So you can see that after having a change in the minutes, there is a change in the hour, and all that clock is set. And we have to present all the reports with the appropriate date and time stamping. And that is why date and time is extremely important to understand if we are going for data management. Now, let's have a look of some methods that how to handle the date and time in R. So the first method is using the format function. So basically, we are going to extract only time, and for that create a variable and assign a timestamp to it. Then extract time from the timestamp. We can do this by using the function as.posixct function. So it is as.posixct function, and to get a particular time R format, we can use the format function. So the second function is the format function. Let's have a look on the syntax now. In the syntax, you can see format, which is a function, and within the format, we have passed as.posixct. So as.posixct is basically the function which is extracting the exact time. It is extracting the time from the data and passing that to the format. And format is what? %h:%m. So in the program, you can see that the parameter is as.posixct, which is used to extract time from the timestamp format, is used to get the time format. For example, hours:minutes and seconds. So what we are doing over here, we have given format equals to %h:%m:%s to get hours, minutes, and seconds. And likewise, we have format %h:%m to get hours and minutes. And then format where %h to get hours. So that is what I'm trying to convey here, that within the format, if in the double quotes I write hours, minutes, seconds, it will extract the complete time, that is hours, minutes and seconds. If I give hours and minutes, it will only get hours and minutes. And if I give only hours, then in that case, I will only get the hour. And date is what? Date over here is the timestamp. It is basically the timestamp which is coming in the real time. And from that timestamp, we are extracting time. And that time is basically passed to the specified format. So these are the parameters over here for the function. Let's have a look of this example. What we are doing over here, we have created a variable with one timestamp. You can see over here, data is a variable which is equated to 2021/05/25, which means 25th May 2021, and 12:34:25, which means 25 seconds, 34 minutes and 12 hours. Now get time from date using format in the form of hours. Now how can I bring that in the form of hours? So what I'm using over here, I'm using the paste function. Print, and within print I'm calling the paste function, and within the paste function I have written hours equal to, you can see over here, R is printed as it is on the screen, and I write hours, comma, format as dot POSIX-CT. Within the parenthesis, I pass the data, which is my date timestamp, and second parameter I give is the format. So the format is what? This is my format for the date which I'm extracting, the time which I'm extracting. So students, you have to keep track of brackets, otherwise definitely you will get an error on the screen. And brackets are extremely important when we are using multiple functions, or when we are using one function inside another function. So now, if suppose I want to get time from date using format in the form of minutes, what will I do? It is very simple. Again, print within brackets paste, within brackets minutes, which is what? Minutes is my caption which will be printed as it is on the screen, comma, I call the format function. Within the format function, I call as.POSIX-CT with the data, and then comma, and format equals to %m. So now let's have a look on this particular example where I am trying to extract second. So it is now same, and it is quite self-explanatory. You can see what we are doing here. We get time from date using format in the form of seconds. So you can see over here what I am doing, seconds, comma, format as.POSIX-CT, data, comma, format equals to %s. So here I am only displaying the data in the form of seconds. And then in the next case, what we are doing, get time from the date using format in the form of minutes. So here I am taking in the form of minutes. So how I am doing it? I am printing paste, and within brackets I write hours and minutes, comma, format, and within brackets as.POSIX-CT, and within brackets data. And then I write format equals to %hours colon %minutes. So you can see I'm also giving hours and I'm also giving minutes. So I'm giving hours followed by minutes. And that same way what I'm doing in the last case, that I am getting the time from the date using format in the form of seconds. So what I'm doing over here, I write print paste, time is equal to format, time printed as it is, then format as.POSIX-CT, within brackets data, and format is equal to hours, minutes, second. So you can see that in these codes, we can understand that how I can print date in different formats, where either I want just hours or just minutes, or only the seconds, or maybe hours with minutes, or maybe hours, minutes and seconds, which means the entire time I want to print. Now let's have a look of the output, that how the output will look. Now this is your output. You can see over here that the line of codes that we have written and discussed in the previous slides were looking huge, because there what we were doing, we were giving a lot of comments just to make you understand that what it is. But actually what we were doing was that we had a variable where the name of the variable was data, and that was holding a date and a time. And from that date timestamp, we were trying to extract either hours or minutes or seconds or hours and minutes or a complete time. So that is how we can calculate, we can print the data very easily by just using the POSIX-CT function. You can see that as POSIX, as.POSIXCT function is the function which is basically extracting the date and time, but it is extracting the time, but the format which we are giving within the format function is the actual function which is deciding that what data will be displayed on the screen. Let's have a look of this example. This is the second example where we can see that we have created a vector that store 5 timestamps. So here we have created 5 timestamps. You can see it is a vector, and here the name of the variable is data, and it is created with the help of C function as we are doing. So we have created a vector and all the timestamps are put inside the bracket by just separating by a comma. So the first date is 25th May 2021, then 25th May 2022, and so on and so forth. So now what we are doing, we get time from date using the format in the form of seconds. So now how we will do that? We are using print, paste, time, and within format we pass as.POSIXCT along with data, and we give the format. So you can see the format is what? It is in the form of seconds. So what we are giving? Hours, minutes, and seconds. So you can see we have pulled all the 3 particular columns, all the 3 values, and we have put that against time. So you can see the output that the time is coming 12:34:25, then it is 11:39:25, then it is 8:31:25, and like that. So you can see there are 5 different times which are coming because we have pulled the entire vector into the data variable. And now for each and every element of the vector, every element is treated separately, and every treatment becomes an element, and on that particular element of the vector, POSIXCT function is applied and it pulls the time from that particular timestamp. Now, let's understand method 2, what it is and how it is used. Now, this method is using LubriDate function. We are using LubriDate function. LubriDate package is used to return the time from the date time individually. It will return hours, minutes, seconds separately. We can say that LubriDate package is used to return the time from the date and time. So, we see to get hours from the date time, we will use R command. So there is a command which is called as R. Within the R, we will pass date time as a parameter. This function will return the time in hours. Likewise, to get minutes from the date time, we will use minute command. So here, minute function is passed with the date time variable and it returns the time in the minutes. And thirdly, to get the seconds from the date time, we will use second command. And here, second and within brackets date time, it returns the time in seconds. So you can see over here, we have on the right hand side, we have the code, and on the left hand side, we have the respective output. Let's understand the code, that how we are using the LubriDate function. Very simple. Load the package. How we load the package? Now you all know that we can load the package with the help of library function. So with the library function, we are passing LubriDate package as parameter and we have loaded the package. So once we have loaded the package, there is a date time variable data where we are storing the date, which is 25th May 2021, and time, as you all know, 12:34:25. So now if I'm extracting hours, very simple, I just call R function and within brackets I pass data as the variable. Likewise, if I want to extract minutes, I will call the minutes function and I'll pass data in it. And the third is I call the second function and I'll pass the data variable in it. So you can see I have 3 variables, hours, minutes, and seconds, and I'm calling all the 3 functions. Now, this is my code. So when I run this, if you can see on the left hand side, there is the output. If I have a date and I've loaded the package, then I can very easily call R data, and you can see the R is 12. I say minute data and the minute is 34, and I say second data and it is 25. So this is about LubriDate function, which is a very powerful function. The only thing we require is that we have to load the package LubriDate.